All right, here we go. I want today increase your appointment show up rate. There are some tips and tricks that I want to show you that are built into automations today. So there's a lot that you can do to help your clients show up ready to buy and show up, right? We also need them to show up, and we also want them to show up ready to buy. So I'm going to share my screen in approximately the next, 20 minutes or so. I want you to drop a comment down below and I'll get you everything that I'm building here for you all in one package. And it's going to continue to be developed out. And there's Canva templates and all sorts of stuff. So drop a comment down below and we'll get this over to you. My name is Pamela Dale. If you're not familiar with me, I'm your GHL gal, and I have been helping people build out systems in their business for a long time. My brain thinks this way. And I can look at you and you can come to me with a problem and I'm going to say to you, okay, how do you work? How does your business work? What works best to put this together? So in the system today, I'm going to show you a couple of really cool options that are available to you that have really assisted me and my clients. And let's share the screen. Let's get busy. And of course, we're going to jump over to our other computer and our other whole system. So today we are in what I'm calling my show up ready snapshot. And this is everything I'm going to give you. And today we're going to go through these automations and a couple of other features. So appointment confirmation and reminder sequences. You would think that they are just basic. Yeah, show up, it's 48 hours, 24 hours, 1 hour, 10 minutes before, and you think that's about all that you could really do. Well, I learned from my amazing coach a few years ago, Renee Rebar, about something that she had implemented, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to steal that. And I told her I was going to steal it. There are a couple of things that I want to point out, and then we'll go through all these workflows as well. So the appointment confirmation and reminder sequence, this is an automated sequence that happens as soon as a appointment is booked on whichever calendar you would choose, or if you want it to be all of the calendars right inside of the system. You get to filter, and then we're going to remove them from a canceled flow, and we're going to remove them from a no-show workflow if they happen to be in those as well. And then we're going to assign to a user. We always want to do that inside the system. And then here's where it starts to get interesting. We're going to tag them that they booked a call for that particular appointment type. We want to be able to know in the future who's booked what appointment where. So why? In my experience, when I go into people's accounts or businesses and they're telling me that they want to scale, the first thing we have to do is look, where's the business currently at? And 9 times out of 10, like 9.9 times out of 10, that, because these tags and pipelines and reporting has not been implemented. So that's why we're going to tag, and we're going to tag well. And then we've got a confirmation email. This email here is a very simple template that I have built for you that I want to build out a little bit more with you today. So this gives me the ability to edit this here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to my email templates and edit in there. And I'm going to also come back to this workflow, and we're going to bounce around it a little bit. So let's jump over into the show up ready snapshot that we were just in. And let's take a look at that email template, and let me show you what I think is important. And marketing, and we're going to come to email template here. All right, so here is our confirmation email here. So you don't have to worry about writing them out. And they've got the standard pieces in them, right? We've got your appointment has been confirmed to speak with that person, right? So that field that I gave you assigned to user is going to give you that person's name, which is really powerful. If this time doesn't work for you, let me know. Now, you may or may not want to use that language. When it's time, I'm going to send you the Zoom meeting link 30 minutes before the call. This is really important. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about this. And then, of course, add to Google Calendar and Outlook, and then there's a cancel and a reschedule. Inside of Bubble, you can determine what time frame someone is able to no-show and cancel. It could be 1 hour, it could be 24 hours, or you may not want to enable that at all, which is absolutely up to you. So you want to make sure that those settings are set and that you are then sending them to that right? You're going to put this in the email if that's what you'd like. So there's a couple of things here. So what's missing out of here? I book a call with a lot of people, and a lot of people book calls with me. And there's an emotion that runs high when someone sets the appointment. They've come across something, they had a problem, and they booked the call. Sometimes, many times, and it probably happens for you as well, your emotion dissipates. So all of a sudden, when that appointment rolls around, you're thinking, oh my gosh, yeah, I don't really have the time for that. I'm too busy for that, etc. So in here, you want to write out the reasons to jump on this call, right? So you want to talk about your reasons to jump on the call, right? You're going to put in some bullet points. The other thing that you want to do is you might remind them of the problem that you're solving. These are some ideas, right? You're the marketer for you. I'm going to help you put the system in place, right? Remind them of the problem. I always say the spelling around here is just like part of the game. It's fun. Remind them of the problem or problems that you will solve on the call, right? And then you also may want to include the links that I have for you for Canva. There are two of them. The first is, where did my Canva link go? Who knows where it went? We'll find it. Okay? It was an extra tab that was hiding underneath. It's always going to be so interesting when you're on live. I know I had it. There it is. All right, let's drag that baby over where she belongs. So this is what I call a testimonial, and then of course that's spelled wrong as well, testimonial sheet, right? So what you can do is include testimonial sheet inside of the email, right? Let's get rid of that calendar link. I was demonstrating that earlier for someone. And I can put that in this email template. And what I would do if it was me is either put them right in here with a link out to YouTube and a testimonial or two inside of the email that's appropriate, right? Or if you want to know who your most qualified, hot, or have the problem that you can solve and they're really wanting that solved, you can see who's actually looked at this document by putting it inside of High Level a certain way. So you're going to get this template, and there's one for video and there's one for image, and of course these, when you right click, you can add a link straight over to YouTube, right? And you can unlist those or list those or put them in other places. So this is one template. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the template link, and what we're going to do is create a template link. That looks great. And we're going to come over here, and inside of here, we're going to create and testimonials, and we'll just leave it like that for now. We're going to save this template. What we're going to do is we're going to go back, and under the marketing tab as well, there's something called trigger links. And the trigger link I can set up. Here's one for the one-page bio that we're going to go through in a minute here. But this is going to be your testimonials. What did I call it? Testimonials sheet. So in the testimonials sheet, we're going to put that link here, and we're going to hit save. Now what the system has done is has created a trigger link, and let me show you what I mean by this. We're going to come back here to the email templates, and I'm going to click on that email that we were in, and for this testimonials sheet, I'll just put sheet here for now, and we're going to spell testimonials correctly, and we're going to go here to link, and we're going to click on trigger link, and I'm going to add in my testimonial sheet, and I'm going to save. So what's happening is when someone clicks on this testimonial sheet, I can then have a workflow that triggers off that will give them or me more information, or we can take more actions. So I'm going to save this, and let me build out that simple trigger link workflow for you. I have one for the one-page bio that we're going to go through in a moment, but we're going to come in here to automations, and in our appointment folder, automations, this is a one-page bio trigger link clicked workflow. I'm going to duplicate this because I am absolutely not going to do anything have to. And this is going to be our testimonial sheet. And what I want you to try to do is don't take me so literally. If this is a case study sheet, if this is a learn more information, maybe you've got a page to a website that's got, I remember wanting to buy something from somebody once and the testimonial page on her website was just like, of course, a no-brainer, right? So you could put that link in as well. And as soon as they click over there, it doesn't matter what link it is. It can be any link, a website link, a Google Doc, it can be a Canva link, it can be a link to another funnel, it can be all sorts of stuff. So once that testimonials sheet link is clicked, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this one out because this is now going to be my testimonials link. And I probably want to copy that a couple times. We're going to change this. System is watching for when that happens. What is it that I would like to happen? Well, I would like to now add in the viewed tag for the testimonials sheet, right? So I'm going to go like this and I'm going to put testimonials sheet here. Testimonials sheet, viewed tag. I'm going to add that tag and we're going to save that action. And then here's the internal notification that you can send. You can send an email, you can send an SMS, or you can send a notification inside of High Level itself. And this person has viewed your testimonials sheet, right? Testimonials. If you are an amazing speller and typer, I apologize. I am not your person. Let's get the information to you. There we go. And then you can comment or quote what you'd like. So these are custom values. So it's going to pull in who that contact was. You're going to know immediately and you're going to know what has happened. And I'm going to send it to you as the user because that's the user that was attached to that client, right? I'm going to save that. And of course I'd want to publish it when everything's ready to go. I don't publish workflows until they're all done. So that's the first one. And then the next thing that I wanted to show you to get people to show up well. And this is the piece that I learned from, let's go to, pardon me, we're going to go to home. And this is the piece that I learned from Renee that I thought was so brilliant. And let me show you what they look like. I actually printed 2 copies out for you. This is in About Pamela. It's a 1-sheet bio. This one is a little bit more for speaking and where I've been, right? And then this one is as a consultant expert and oh, that's funny. Side actually looks like this one here. So there are 2 options available to you to choose. This is years of experience and some of the courses and things that I've done, and it gives you an idea of how to go about doing that. And this has got a template link as well. So inside the system, I can put that 1-pager in one of those emails as well. So let's jump back over to marketing and let's go to email templates. I can put it in the confirmation. I get to choose, right? Which one is where. I wouldn't put both in one because there's a lot of information in there. Let them decide which one and you get to decide. Again, you'll know what's best for you, but we've got the confirmation and then we've got the appointment reminder 24 hours before. This might be the 1-page bio. This might be, hey, here's how I feel qualified, right, to help you. So we could put that in here. So why qualified to help? Because the trust level on the internet is about -377 right now. Am I right or am I right? So I'm going to highlight this and I'm going to grab my other trigger link now. I'm going to come up here. I'm going to come here. I'm going to go trigger link and I'm going to put my 1-page bio in. I'm going to save that and this is saved. So I'm going to save the template and it looks like my coloring might be, yeah, it's in for the link. Okay, well, it just didn't highlight that time. That's fine. We could preview it. But this is going to do the exact same thing. Now, this is really, really powerful to get people to show up to the appointments. We also want to, in the language of the emails themselves, show you what works really well for me. And I'm always quite impressed with how many people reply. So it says it right here. And let me show you the subject line. The subject line I think is delicious. action required, confirm your appointment with user first name. So that's the other reason that I use that in the workflow, right? It's going to pull my name because I've assigned it to me. So if you have sales teams, etc., it works really well. Can you believe it? It's almost time for our appointment, right? Our session is scheduled for. Please reply back within 1 day to confirm that the scheduled appointment time still works for you. If I don't hear from you, and we can put another custom value in here, you get to choose what this says, and it may be canceled. And you would be amazed at when they reply back, confirmed, yes, all of those things, I know immediately they're going to come to the call. There's nothing worse than sitting and waiting for somebody to show up to a call. So the other thing that's really powerful is because I'm working in one system where the calendar is, the workflows are, the automations, etc., the trigger links, and the emails that are going, when someone's opened an email. So when someone sits and doesn't show up for their call, right? I'm like, oh, did they open that darn thing? So let me just jump into a contact quickly and show you how often this actually happens for people. Everybody I know replies to this thing, right? And then I'm able to see inside of High Level whether or not that appointment was opened. So here's a see you soon. And let's go to details, and I can see that that email was opened. That's very important for you to know, because I don't know if you can also see, but there is an engagement score happening on the left-hand side with this client that tells me how engaged they are, and I know if they're cold, warm, or hot with regards to offers, and I also can work with it in my email engagement scores. So all of this is kind of, I don't want to get too far down this road, but this data is also really important. And we're going to go through this in another video around where did she come from, what appointment, et cetera, et cetera. So that's really, really powerful. So we can see that they've, whoops, I'm all over the place. I apologize. So we can see, let me go back to the show up ready. We can see in the workflow that that type of email is working well, right? The other thing that you may want to do inside of these workflows is you may want to set up SMS. Now, SMS marketing in America does take a little bit of A2P verification. If you don't know what that means, that's fine. Just ignore it. And if you want to send SMS, just reach out to me and I'll get you hooked up. We want to put an SMS in here. And here's the trick to SMS. We don't want to train people that the same message went out on email and SMS because I won't open it. So this email might be contact first, and I would say user first name here, or let's, for the sake of it, Pamela here. I see you booked in a call. Check your email for more details. So I'm, email, funny. For more details. So what am I doing here? I'm actually getting them to engage with me more in the same sequence that I am already engaged with them, right? So I'm telling them, go to email, go to SMS. I'm telling them most of the time in SMS to go check the email, because when we're talking about characters here, you can see my character limit. I've got a 97 character. I don't know how long their name is, but if I hit 160 characters, I'm old school. It used to be called a segment, 160 characters, and it would send one message. If it was 161 characters, it would send it in 2 packets, and you get charged for 2 messages. So you want to keep these as short as possible, but you want to convey your personality, a little bit more about who you are, etc., and go and check the email for all the amazing details. And it's true, you've got testimonials, you've got a 1-sheet bio in there, etc. So this is really, really powerful for you to get people to show up, and also get them to show up a little more better to buy, right? So we want to make sure that we're using those trigger links. We want to make sure that we're using testimonials, video and text testimonials. And then we want to also be sure that we are sending out that Zoom link. Let's go with the Zoom link. So here is the appointment name, showed trigger link clicked. I've also created a trigger link for the Zoom link. My health doctor always sent the confirmation, and all of the emails used to say, please check your email 30 minutes before your appointment. That is when you will get the link. And I remember having the Zoom anxiety. And I remember thinking, geez, Louise, I don't like that. What if that email doesn't come through? Well, if I was going to show up for that appointment, it helped me with the anticipation for the appointment. I was really wanting to talk with her, right? So I waited for that 30-minute link. And here's what happened. Because that is a trigger link with the Zoom link in it, it then will move my appointment to showed in the system, and I'm going to add the tag that they showed for that appointment. So let me refresh your memory about the trigger link really quickly. So I'm going to put the Zoom link in here. Now I do this sometimes and I don't in other times. It just depends. But Zoom link, clicked update the appointment to showed is the name of the, so https://zoom.com, blah, blah, and all those numbers, right? So you're going to do that. And here's why. I'm an advocate. You'll notice I always say this is called client tracks because I think you need to track better. And this is why you don't want all of these systems that are all over the place and yeah, Calendly works. Well, here's why I think you need this when Calendly and all the others are gonna nickel and dime you to death. Anyway, let's get it set up correctly. So when I come here to my reporting inside of the system and I come to my appointment report, I can see booked, confirmed, canceled, new, showed, no show, invalid. I used to run spreadsheets. I don't know about you folks. I don't know how you're gathering this information today and why you're not gathering this information today. Well, it's not automated, first of all. I'm not great with the goddamn spreadsheets. I'm just not, right? It's about the level of my spelling and my typing ability, right? But I know the importance of it, so I will help me, and that's what this is. I can then filter based on date. I can schedule based on calendars, and I can filter on start date and date added. So this is very, very important. I'm able to see which calendars, appointments, popular days, and the top calendars with cancellations. If you're running multiple calendars and appointments, this is going to be really, really important. This trigger that I showed you for no-show, the purpose of it is when you come into calendars, yes, I can see all of the appointments here, and I can manually update the appointment to no-showed. But here's what's going to happen, is it's not going to happen, right? Some of it is and some of it isn't, so you don't have consistency in data. So I can move this to no-show, no problem, right? Okay, done. But I love to move it to no-show because then what happens is it kicks off the automation that we also have here for you. So in the no-show, this will trigger this automatically. As soon as that appointment is tripped over to no-show, it's going to assign to user again, add the no-show tag, wait a minute just in case, right? Send the no-show email. And these are in your template as well. Something came up and whoops, I do that a lot. And here's the email, and it's very simple. And maybe you don't have a no-show policy, right? Maybe you don't let people show back up. Send them an email beforehand, right? Let them know, shoot, sorry you weren't able to make it, click here to reschedule, and the same sort of thing happens here. And then the same with the canceled workflow. The canceled happens on the trigger on the calendar, so that's an automatic, and then there are the appointment cancel, nurture workflows as well, and you get the template. So that is the system for the for the appointment show up, how to get people to show up, how to get people to show up ready to buy, and how to help build a little bit more of trust out front. Sound good? All right. I'm here tomorrow talking about how to get AI to help you book some of these appointments for you. Sounds exciting. My name is Pamela Day. I'll drop a link down below. We're going to get this over to you, this whole snapshot, business in a box, everything I showed you today, plus more, no charge. Let me know if you have any questions. See you soon.